The police arrived a half hour later. While we were waiting for them to get there, I sat with Clara Dunn in her office. Uncle Jeff went into the dean's office to look around. He came out when he heard the police arrive. Over the next 3 hours, we sat and waited. The police officer in charge, Detective Clouseau, questioned each of us separately. My uncle went first, then Professor Dunn, then me. When Professor Dunn was out of the room, I wanted to ask my uncle how much I should tell the police. Should I tell them what she said? Did she really confess to Dean Morey's murder? But I couldn't ask him, because they had put a police officer in the room to watch us. Finally, when I was called, I looked at my uncle. He looked at me, gave me a weak smile, and nodded. I knew what that meant. He wanted me to tell the truth, the whole truth. I followed the police officer, and I told Detective Clouseau what I knew. I told him about Clara Dunn's visit to us the day before, and what had happened when we found her here. At nearly 9 o'clock, one of the police officers came in and told us we could go, all except Professor Dunn. She was being held for more questioning. I could see that she still wasn't thinking straight. She still had that lost look in her eyes. My uncle didn't like it, but he had no choice. When he tried to tell Detective Clouseau that he wanted to go to the police station with Professor Dunn, the detective told him to go home. There was nothing he could do at the station. Uncle Jeff told Professor Dunn that he would get her a lawyer. He told her not to say anything more to the police until the lawyer arrived, but I couldn't tell if she understood. On the drive home, we talked about what had happened. I told my uncle what I had said to the police, and he did the same. He also told me that he had heard Professor Dunn repeating what she had said to us. I didn't mean to do it when she was being taken into the room for questioning. That's part of the reason why the police wouldn't let her go. She found the body, and she was holding the murder weapon, my uncle said. That's a lot of evidence against her. It also doesn't help that she called me instead of calling the police immediately. But anyone could see that she was in shock, I said. She wasn't thinking straight. They can't blame her for calling a friend instead of the police. Uncle Jeff didn't say anything. I looked sideways at him. His eyes were on the road, but I could see that he was thinking. Finally he said, "Clara is my friend, but I need to see the facts. I can't let my friendship with her change how I see this case." He paused. "It's possible that she was in shock because she actually killed the dean." In the back of my mind, I knew this was true, but it was a shock to hear my uncle say it out loud. "You also don't know what I found out today," he continued. "I spoke with a couple of professors in the department. The dean was hired 6 months ago. Clara wanted that job. She thought she deserved it, and she was expecting to get it. When she was passed over, she was very angry. She and Alan Morey didn't get along. There was talk that he was going to replace her." "But people don't kill for a job," I said, not wanting to believe what I was hearing. "Clara might. For Clara, her job at California University is her life. The thought of losing it, after being passed over for the dean's position, might have been too much for her. Maybe she snapped." "I don't get it," I said. "If she didn't get along with the dean, why was she worried about the threatening letters he received? If she wanted him dead, she should have been happy about the letters, not worried about them. That's a good question, he said. I don't have a good answer. We need more information. There are also other people who might have wanted to harm him, I said. I told him what Ben had told me about the dean's womanizing. I told him about his affair with Professor Diana Marcello and about the rumor that he was sleeping with one of his students. Maybe the dean and Diana Marcello had a fight, and she killed him, I said. Maybe Diana Marcello's husband found out about the relationship, and he killed the dean. Maybe he tried to break it off with the student he was having an affair with, and she killed him. That's a lot of maybes, he said. Let's not keep guessing. We need some facts. We were back at the house, and Uncle Jeff parked the car. I followed him into the house. I'm pretty tired, he said. Let's start up again in the morning. I agreed. I was pretty tired, too. Uncle Jeff stopped on his way down the hall to his bedroom and turned to me. Derrick, you know, when I saw that there was trouble, I should have told you to leave. I wasn't thinking. The last thing I wanted was for you to see that corpse, especially a dead body in such a terrible condition. Are you okay? Yeah, sure. It was pretty nasty, but I'm fine. Honestly. I really hope so, he said. Suddenly, he made a face. I hope your aunt doesn't find out about this. Yeah, me too, I said. I went to my room and got ready for bed. I kept thinking about the case. I couldn't sleep. Finally, just when I started to nod off, I remembered something important. I had forgotten my date with Jennifer. Even if I had remembered, I couldn't have gone to meet her at 8:30. But now she'll think I stood her up and just left her there waiting for me. And the worst part was I didn't have any way to get in touch with her to explain. No phone number, no email address. I didn't even know her last name. Would I ever see her again?